Heartbreaking betrayal. Roman Reigns to return the favor? 5 potential finishes to Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn at WWE Saturday Night's main event. Drew McIntyre returned after a brief hiatus on the December 2nd episode of Raw and targeted Sami Zayn, assaulting him in straight weeks on Monday Night Raw. The former Intercontinental Champion seeks revenge on the Scottish Warrior, and Raw General Manager Adam Pearce has made the match official for Saturday night's main event this weekend. Based on what we have seen so far, it is unlikely that this match will end without outside interference. So we look at 5 potential finishes for Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn's clash at Saturday night's main event. Drew McIntyre said he targeted Sami Zayn and Jey Uso because they align with Roman Reigns and joined the OG Bloodline. The Scottish Warrior took a shot at the former Universal Champion, reigniting their feud. Thus, the original Tribal Chief could show up in the match, distract the former World Heavyweight Champion, and help Sami Zayn win. If this happens, McIntyre will go after Reigns, seeking revenge and reigniting their feud that started in September 2022 at the Clash at the Castle Premium Live event. Solo Sikoa and the new Bloodline want to turn things around after their loss to the OG Bloodline in a War Games match at Survivor Series. At Saturday night's main event, Solo could show up with the rest of the faction and assault Sami Zayn, taking revenge for the loss at Survivor Series. That way, the match will end in disqualification, as members of the OG Bloodline could come to Sami's aid, creating a new angle in the Bloodline Civil War. Kevin Owens is preparing for a title match against Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event this weekend. Things have become personal between the two megastars since KO had a heel turn at Bad Blood and assaulted the American Nightmare backstage. Owens called out Rhodes for teaming up with Roman Reigns, and he could now interfere in the match and assault his good friend, Sami Zayn, for the same reason. This angle could lead to a future match between the two, especially if Sami moves to SmackDown. Drew McIntyre assaulted Jey Uso backstage on Raw a couple of weeks ago, with the Yeet Master missing this week's episode as he was not medically cleared to compete. Jey Uso could show up and distract the Scottish Warrior, helping Sami Zayn and becoming part of the feud, as he wants payback for McIntyre's assault. Seth Rollins confronted Sami Zayn last week. The two superstars had a match in the show's main event, which the Visionary won. The two had another segment this week and made amends, but this could change again this Saturday. Seth Rollins could appear in the match, and instead of assaulting the Scottish Warrior, he could turn heel and turn on Sami Zayn, helping Drew McIntyre claim the victory. That way, he will start a feud with Sami and add a new angle to his rivalry with CM Punk, who will remain a babyface ahead of their match, which is expected to happen at the Raw premiere on Netflix, January 6th. Roman Reigns' new enforcer to be revealed. The Fiend fights 4-time champ? For predictions for tonight's WWE SmackDown. Tonight's WWE SmackDown will emanate live from the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut. Given this will be the final edition of the Blue brand before Saturday night's main event, the company will leave no stone unturned in hyping the December 14th spectacle on tonight's show. Apart from the 3 announced matches, the creative team could be planning some big things for tonight's show. From big returns to a new twist in the Bloodline saga, tonight's WWE SmackDown could be very eventful. On that note, here are 4 last-minute predictions for WWE SmackDown this week. Kevin Owens will challenge Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE title at Saturday night's main event. However, the prizefighter could look to weaken his rival just a day before the scheduled clash. Owens could blindside Rhodes, launching a brutal attack on the American Nightmare. The prizefighter could completely decimate Cody, which would increase his chances of becoming the new undisputed WWE champion on Saturday night. Number 3. LA Knight and Andrade could hit back at the Bloodline on WWE SmackDown. The Bloodline blindsided Andrade and LA Knight on the previous episode of WWE SmackDown, launching a brutal attack on the duo. The leader of the faction, Solo Sikoa, leveled both the stars with brutal Samoan spikes. Given how things unfolded, the Megastar and the Luchador could look to exact revenge on the heel stable on tonight's WWE SmackDown. The duo could hit back at the Solo-led faction, leading to a huge brawl. However, given the Bloodline's number advantage, the tables might turn on the baby faces. More on this in the next point. Apollo Crews was another name who got involved in a physical confrontation with the Bloodline last week. Hence, he could show up to help LA Knight and Andrade in their potential war against the heel faction tonight. The talented superstar, along with the megastar and the luchador, could get the better of the Bloodline to stand tall over them. Following that, Roman Reigns' Wiseman Paul Heyman could appear to reveal Apollo Crews as the OTC's new enforcer. Reigns and Crews have quite a bit of history between them. The duo were involved in a backstage segment in 2021 where the OTC offered some guidance to the Nigerian prince. Given that Crews joining forces with Reigns as his new enforcer would make sense. Number 1. The Fiend could return. Carmelo Hayes is set to take on a mystery opponent on tonight's WWE SmackDown. That mystery opponent is reportedly none other than Braun Strowman. The Monster Among Men has been on a hiatus following the Last Man Standing match against Bronson Reed and is yet to return on WWE television. While that could change this week, Strowman might return with a character change. The Monster of all monsters could make a comeback as the Fiend in honor of the late great Bray Wyatt to fight four-time champ, one-time NXT champion, one-time NXT Cruiserweight champion, two-time NXT North American champion, Carmelo Hayes. The final Friday night SmackDown, before the monumentous return of Saturday night's main event, has plenty of business to handle in its 2 hours. First and foremost, the semi-finals of the U.S. Women's Title Tournament will take place, setting the stage for the finals on Saturday night. Will Ms. Money in the Bank Tiffany Stratton get a chance to win a title separate from her cash-in opportunity, or will Micah finally emerge? Will the declining star Bayley have a chance at becoming a mid-card champion, or will Chelsea Green get a shot at wearing gold? In addition, the biggest star in wrestling isn't booked for the broadcast television event, so fans will be more than engaged to see what the latest is with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. All signs are pointing to the OG Bloodline moving to Raw to give an obscene level of star power for the move to Netflix. Jey Uso, a prominent member, has taken up residence there alongside Sami Zayn, and Reigns moving would clear up the logjam of having the WWE's two biggest names on the same show, leaving Cody Rhodes to lord over the blue brand. That's why it shouldn't be surprising not to see Reigns listed among the wrestlers confirmed to be appearing in this episode. He wasn't on last week's card either. The list isn't an end-all-be-all, of course. There's always a shot that he appears without it being leaked in advance. But him being separated from the Bloodline feud is an interesting wrinkle, even if short-term. As for